So, Shoeface, are you okay admitting that you came in and stole all the candy? And
look at that. That's what people get in it. When I saw before, there's a lot of chocolate and stuff. Now there was what, like 3, so I get the 3 left.
We'll talk about how it feels, man, walking in a champ, you know what I mean? Like, just give me the idea of what that accomplishment means to you.
Man, it was great, especially after the year before, was a tough year for me. Actually, the 3 years before, I had a lot of injuries, 3 losses. I didn't expect that, I was doing so well, but the injuries doesn't help me, and this coming back was just great, make me believe in myself again, perform better, and training better and living better. Going to 05 was also like the best decision I think I ever made. Going PFL was even better, so feeling great, man. Holding the belt, the million and everything was awesome for me.
It's awesome. I wonder, obviously $1 million is pretty damn important in your life, right? But as you said, to kind of have that belief in yourself again, to show like, no, I can come. Like, yes. Can you say which one means more, the $1 million or the belief in yourself again?
For sure, the belief in myself. If I believe in myself, I can make way more than 1 million. So I just want to prove to myself, because I didn't know what was happening to me. I knew I got talent, I knew I could do it, but it wasn't happening. And I think I just had to change some things in my life. Change the division. The organization. Was good at the end. UFC was good in some point for me, but was not at the time. And I think the change that I made was really good. And getting back on, believing on myself was great. When I went to the final, I knew I was going to be the champion.
Very nice. So you come in here a fresh season. What's the feel? Now that you know, like, I don't really have to prove anything, or do you feel like you have to prove it? Because you're not the champion right now, or are you? Like, how do you see it?
It's not that I have to prove anything, but I wanna keep doing it, for myself. I'm hungry for that, I want to keep doing it, I don't want to just 1 belt, I want to 2, 3, 4, how many that I can. And I remember the feeling last year, I want to feel this again, you know what I mean? So I'm going to work hard for that, man.
Very nice. And last thing for me, I guess, talk about this opening round matchup. Kind of a newcomer, right? I haven't seen a lot of tape on him. I don't know if you have. What do you think about him, and what do you know about him?
Doesn't have a lot of things about him, to be honest. I see some few fights. Doesn't have a lot. I think just 2 or 3 in the internet. I know him. He's a very nice guy. He's from my city. Doesn't have a lot of fighters on my city. And we're gonna face each other. We train in the past, but Ki, not MMA, was a very long time ago. He's a judo guy, and I was just a jiu-jitsu guy at the time, and we trained a little bit together. I helped him in the ground. He helped me some takedowns and stuff. But he's a very young guy, with hungry. He also want to be here. He want to prove, make his name, prove that he can do it. So he's always somebody that you need to pay attention.
What was your first purchase after winning the $1 million?
Man, I don't remember, but I think it was like a ticket, to see my family and friends, and everybody in Brazil. That was, I think, was the first purchase that I made after the championship.
Awesome. I saw that you were playing with the Tiger a couple months ago. How was that?
Oh, it was great, man. I went to Thailand. I always have this desire of going to Thailand, train a little bit, train some Muay Thai. I train a lot of he's a Brazilian coach, but he lives there like for 15 years. His name is Leo Elias, he made a lot of champions over there, even the Thai guys, so I train on Tiger, and I train a lot with him, and that improved a lot of my Muay Thai skills, it's something that I didn't use it a lot on the past fights, the kicks and stuff, and I could add it on my game now, I went there because I want to see. I always heard that was like a good environment, was good in everything, So yes, I could say that that is true. You know, Jukan always told me about that. You know, Ron Jukan, he always told me about the training in Thailand. So Marlon Moraes was there. He said, "Man, come on." I said, "Yeah, bro, I'll go." You know, in 2 days I was there. You know, I bought the ticket for the next day, and then I went there and stayed with him. It was a really great experience. I could say that.
So you're already an elite grappler. Now you're working on your Muay Thai. I mean, should the light heavyweights be scared to fight
For
you?
sure, yes. You know, I think you gotta mix it up. You know, it's MMA. You cannot be like just a jiu-jitsu guy or just a Muay Thai guy. You need to mix it up, everything. I think when you mix it up, you make things present itself. You know, even the takedown or the punch or whatever. So just use in the right moment. If you see my last season, I had to strike against a striker. That is Emiliano Sordi. You know, I grapple against grappling. You know, I took the wrestler down. That is Martin Hamlin. So that is not because I didn't force anything. I just made things happen. You know, making him believe I want to take him down, then strike. Making him believe I want to strike, then taking him down. You know, I think when you do that, you don't force, you don't spend energy, and you know, you need to be smart in this sport.
And finally, for me, there is a new name in the division, Josh Silveira. You guys are teammates. Have you guys already talked about possibly fighting?
Yeah, not just him. That is him, and that is Omari. You know,
man.
yeah. What is, man? We try not to think about that. You know, we always try to think about the next fight. You know, Omari has a challenge now. I have my challenge. Josh, unfortunately, he couldn't fight because he got a little hurt. You know, he probably gonna fight in the second fight. But we still training together. You know, because we train together. Me, Omari, and Josh, we truly training together. It's not just like we are in the same environment, the same gym. No, we train together. You know, Omari helped me a lot for the final last year. You know, we train together in here. You know, helping each other because I wanna see them winning the fights too. You know, and if you gotta face each other, like, we gotta do it. You know, I can't ask them not to fight just because I'm the champion. I was here before. I'm never gonna ask this because, you know what I mean? No, I never ask this. I can't do it because like it's his life. You know, he gotta made his life. You know, as I did, he gotta made it. You know, like last year we had Jay. You know. And we talked before, and we didn't even fight each other, you know. So this might not even happen. So I don't wanna preoccupy, you know, with something that maybe never gonna happen, or if it happen in the right moment, we're gonna talk and, you know, see. But I don't wanna think about that now.
Well, thank you.
You mentioned Marlon Rice, and he retired recently. Just curious, are you bummed to see him go? Like, what are your reflections of watching his career and a good teammate?
I'm sorry.
Marlon Rice retired recently.
The Marlon?
Yeah,
retired.
Yeah. So thoughts on it? Are you bummed to see him go?
Man, Marlon is a very talented guy. You know, I couldn't talk to him yet about that. You know, I think he got a lot to do. I think he still have a lot to do. You know, I don't know what he got in mind. I know after a loss, you know, your mind is not the same. He probably pissed with himself. You know, he couldn't do what I know he can. You know, this guy is very good, man. I know how good he is because I see him training. You know, and sometimes in fight, it's just not your day. You know, you see this happen every time. So after here, you know, I'll talk to him because he was in Brazil too with his family, you know, solving some things over there. And he just came back to US. When I saw the news he was retiring, I said, hey, come on, Marlon. You know, I thought to myself, but we didn't have time to, you know, talk about that, to be honest.
Can you explain really for the people that don't know the origin of shoe face, cara de zapato?
Cara de sapato? Yeah, cara de sapato is just joking with Ricardo Vieira. I don't know if you know him. He's the coach of my coach in jiu-jitsu. And he likes to put nicknames in everybody, you know, and we start like joking each other. And I said, hey, he got a big shin. And I said, man, looks like a Egyptian shin, you know. And he said, look like your face, man, look like a shoe. And everybody, yeah, shoe face, shoe face. So everybody started calling me shoe face. I hate it for sure, you know. And they didn't stop it, you know. And when I see, I was shoe face forever. No problem.
Hi, Antonio. I was hoping if you could reflect more on that Thailand experience that you had with the training and the largest differences you think there are between Eastern methods and Western methods of training combat sports.
Yeah, I didn't see a lot of difference, to be honest. You know, the difference more like the culture over there is about Muay Thai, so the striking there is pretty strong. You know, you see a lot of Russian guys over there. You know, a lot. There is a bunch of Russians over there, and as you know, Russians very tough guys in martial arts. They live these. You know, over there, I stay in the street. There is a lot of gyms. You know, one is here, the other one is the other side of the street. You know, there's a lot of gyms. You know, and I love the experience. You know what I mean? You just get like a motorcycle and go to the beach and whatever. You know, was a great experience. You know, especially learning the Muay Thai on the place that it born. You know what I mean? So it was really great. But I didn't see actually much difference between like the train that they do over there, like talking about MMA, you know, and about the train that we're doing here. It's pretty much the same, you know what I mean? What changes is the coaches, you know, and the training partners, you know what I mean? But it was a great experience for sure.
I think, of course, a lot of people over here would see 20 fights as a lot, and then in Thailand, guys that have hundreds of fights under their records. I mean, in terms of that differential, do you think that amount of fights and that amount of ring time is a benefit, or does that wear out the body on maybe one of those Thai guys?
For MMA, I think it's too much, you know, like if you do a Muay Thai, they don't sport much, you know, I see that. You know, the Muay Thai guys, they don't sport too much. You know, there's a lot of drills and stuff, light spars and stuff, but not like a hard sport. And I see in MMA we still do a lot of like hard sparring, you know, and it's not just the fights, the training too, you know. So the time of the fights, you know, Muay Thai is like 3-minute rounds, makes a lot of difference too, but it still is a lot, you know what I mean. I remember when I was a jiu-jitsu guy, I fought a lot, you know, and every fight was 10 minutes, you know, and every tournament I need to make at least 7-8 fights, you know. But it's a different sport, you know what I mean. I think for MMA it's too much.
Thanks, John.
Can you talk about the significant changes you've made in your life? Because you look happy, man. You look like a whole different person. You know, obviously winning the tournament last year will do that to you. But you know, you racked up those wins in the UFC, and then you dropped 3, and you said you didn't think you would do that. Was it something mentally or physically or things that you had to change?
I changed the division. Was a good change, you know, because now I don't need to live in a tough diet every time, you know. You see the chocolates over here. I'm gonna eat them for sure after the fight, you know. But you know, I think this was a big change for me, you know. Was like the division is like 20 pounds over, you know. I used to fight 185, now I'm fighting 205, so I don't need to cut a lot of weight. I just go like 15. This is easy, you know. 15 pounds is easy, and mentally you gotta make some difference too, you know. But I think what brings it to you is the winning, you know, and the results of the work you've been doing at the gym. So the wins that I had last year, you know, against tough guys, you know, winning the belt makes me believe in myself even more, you know, makes me more confident, and I need that back, you know. I had that in the past, and with the injuries and stuff, I was, you know, looks like that disappeared, you know. I don't know, and it was a very stressful time, and now I don't live this stress anymore, you know what I mean. I live in a really great moment, and I think that it's just the beginning.
And how would you sum up your journey, your career up to this point?
Man, I need to pass for everything that I've been through. You know, even the losses, the injuries, and everything make the guy that I am right now. I think the life always gonna teach you something, and I learned a lot during my whole life. You know, and if you ask me before that happened, I didn't want to pass for everything that I passed. You know, but now I understand everything. You know what I mean? And I really, grateful and proud of myself, you know, for everything that I've been through and every change and everything that I made, especially last year.
Awesome.
Thank you.